Happy full moon in Aquarius, everyone. I am just getting everything ready, lit up for the live stream. We are currently, let me adjust this Instagram link. We are currently going live on IG, Facebook, YouTube. Where else are we going? Oh, Twitch. And as you can see, this is, hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. What time zone are you in? I have this nice background on IG right now that kind of shows this etheric vibe. And just in a moment, I will turn it down for us so that we can tune in to the message. So I was feeling inspired to come on. Actually, the images were coming forth yesterday night, but I felt I wanted to sit with the energy a little bit more. And essentially, this is a live that's going to highlight all together. If you've already subscribed to my email, you've already gotten the 3-card oracle message pull for this full moon. And if you have not seen it yet, no worries, I have it here in live. And so, August 22nd, full moon in Aquarius is actually the second time around. We had the full moon in Aquarius at 1 degree a month before, right in July. And so if you've tuned in either to my IG messages, we've been having this first card show up for us. And it probably shows up backward for you guys, but I'll read it. So the full moon in Aquarius is essentially also known as a blue moon. It says here, believe in the impossible. And this, again, it's a second go around, time around that we're coming through when it comes to our, what we are manifesting, what we are creating, what we are asking from the universe. And this is actually perfect in alignment because we're actually also entering in through Virgo season, which I believe is like today, tomorrow, right? If you're a Virgo, let me know. You guys are very grounded energy. And so as we transition from Leo season to Virgo, Virgo is very grounding. It's all about that planning. And if you saw this message that I posted up on Friday about abundance and holding space for yourself, and as you find the right space, one, for you as a space holder, and believing that you are worthy and abundant of your ask and your prayers, two, and you find a like-minded tribe to share space and amplify that energy and help you towards that vision and taking the steps. This is where step 3 comes in, taking aligned action. And so this second time around, blue moon is essentially opportunities that come up where they're like once in a lifetime moments, right? Now, something to consider is before taking action, you have to know, one, exactly what is it that you're asking for, you know? Because sometimes in life presents us with options and choices in which it looks like it has what you've initially asked for, right? And it's like an option A. Is this what you're looking for? And you get all excited, and sometimes we think with the logical mind, and we're like, yes, this picture looks like it. But I was actually guided last night to work with the moon, and it was like, right actions. When you take the right actionary steps, and that means also commitment, right? Towards the direction of where you're feeling guided towards with your alignment and desires. Are you also taking into consideration, what is your heart saying? Because when you think solely from the logical perspective, that kind of cuts off the knowingness, your intuitive guidance in terms of what is this? Does this actually feel like the essence of what I'm asking for? So a prime example to kind of get us from the logical mind of thinking where, oh, like a lot of these metaphors, how does that understand? How do I put this together for me? How does this understand? How so I can understand this, right? Say you're shopping for a car or a house. Perfect example, because my friend asked me, how did you know that the house you guys got was the house you asked for? And we browsed a couple of homes, but before we went into the taking the action step, right, towards getting the home, I had already had a vision of what I was asking for, certain like requirements, conditions that I wanted. I'd be open for a front porch. I want a garden, right? Painting the picture, what is it in my heart that I feel like I'm wanting, right? A house, a car is a big investment. And in the journey with the blue moon and moving into the next season and taking action, when we talk about manifesting, creating the lives that we want, we want to make sure, in the Bhagavad Gita, for example, it says you want to make sure that you're taking the right actions from the right intent, from the right source of your passion in the heart. Because if not, you might be investing in an opportunity that might look like it is what I've asked for, but when you get your toes into it, when you get your toes wet, when you start dating this person, so to speak, in the relationship dynamic, either a person or the situation itself, it might not be all what it appeared to be at surface level. Maybe it doesn't have everything you're looking for. Maybe it's missing, maybe it's missing the automatic button for your windows for your car, right? So you got to roll it down. You didn't check that out. Maybe it doesn't have the driveway you were looking for, and it was one of your must-haves, right? And so this is just something to take into consideration, because when we're stepping out into what we're being called towards in the next stage, next season, right? Self-growth opportunities available, already open there for us. You have to be aware, again, when it comes to your asking, don't let your past hold you back, South Node. Okay. And so South Node is all about that, those things in your life that have established and sort of energetic tie. Karmic ties is just an energy of exchange relationship where your energy might still be attached towards. And when it comes through the example of how do I know that this is what I'm asking for, right? This is from the right intention. This is from the right heart space. This is where we need to sit back with ourselves. And I was guided towards the same thing last night. Towards, revisiting the goals, the vision, the purpose, the aim that I'm desiring to experience, right, in this lifetime. And the reason being that is because, again, in life, when you ask for something and you're presented with options, you could be presented with option A through B through C through D, but maybe they have these ties towards what you think, is right for you based off of influences from the environment, family, workspace, friends, or old ties from the past. So an example could be say you're used to, the only example I can give you right now is a personal one. Say you used to be a health coach, nutritionist, right? And opportunities present for you in terms of, oh, do you want to still do this? Yes, you'll get a certain exchange out of that, right? But is that where are you still there? You know, when you're meant to be growing and advancing and expanding, because we all are, hence, you know, just this energy, Aquarius, stepping in towards where you are feeling called towards expansion and being brave enough and bold enough to honor that courageous voice, right? Hello, Kendall. Thanks for watching. Are you still caring? Are you going, is that next action that you're about to invest in and say yes to reflective of an old karmic tie where you are no longer there? Have you finally cut that relationship so you can finally fully move into that next space? And so that's where we're guided to reflect, look back in terms of, you know, you don't have to react and say yes right now. Take your time to listen to your heart space. Because oftentimes we know what the vision is. We don't know the full details of it. But we're so conditioned to be quick to react. But when you are reacting, what are you reacting from? Again, is it from the heart or from the mind? Is it because of social expectations or put the list down? Or is it exactly from what you have intended to move towards? You're welcome, Dave. And so let me know down below, you know, with any fire emoji signs or, again, cosmic stars, if, again, whether these sort of little indicators make sense towards you, or maybe they will come up later on this week because the full moon cycle is 2 weeks long, right? And so this last card pull actually reflects both what we're moving into, because it's the full moon. It's all about releasing energies, reassessing your goals. It is good to take personal inventory every single cycle, that you are not repeating the same thing over and over again, never getting anywhere. And also because Virgo season. When we work with the elements, we start to we align with the energy of not just around us, but what is energy, what is within you, your soul, your spirit. And so the third card, actually, I was wondering, when was this going to be presented, you know, to share about, and I'll share this towards you. It's a new moon in Virgo. And it says here, it's a time to give rather than to take. And so new moon in Virgo, again, it alludes to going back, reassessing what is your internal heart saying about where you're, you know, what the next move is. I'm sure you already know what it is. What happens is that we have ego mind, logical mind, and all the lists of excuses of how this is going to work out, and maybe fears of lack and misperceptions that stop us from completing what we've been guided towards, to taking action on and stepping towards. And it's a time to give rather than to take. Also allows you, once you listen to the words and the vibration, like, give yourself some space to sit down, to reassess, to breathe, to realize, again, we need balance between taking action and taking a rest and a time to reflect. Because neither one, extreme of either sitting back and reflecting that you end up being paralyzed because you're afraid to take an action, is going to benefit you. And then the other extreme is just taking action without pausing and assessing what the intent is going to help you. And this is a good place to share, where when you devote yourself to a commitment, to an action, an expression, if you don't know your why, if you don't know the moral compass, if you don't know what purposes will serve the ultimate journey and growth, then what they say, taking action without knowledge is just foolish. And likewise, the opposite is true. If you have a bunch of knowledge and wisdom, which I'm sure someone here already does, and that's intuitive wisdom and guidance. If you've been paying attention to your own inner knowing and the signs around you, having knowledge and taking no action is just a waste. And so this full moon, this upcoming season with Virgo, it is, yes, be inspired, be, bold like Aquarius, to go forth the new ideas, the innovations, the new ways of seeing things and stepping out to, and dream them. Because a dream without a plan, right, it just remains a vision. And a plan without action doesn't get you anywhere. And so, to kind of sum all this up, just taking a moment to see where you are, Virgo allows us, working with the energy of Aquarius, to feel passionate, dream big. But don't forget that there are actionary steps to be taken. And something that came through for me was in the essence that so many options could be presented, but you are so much worthier than settling for good enough. And you know who you are, who shared this conversation with me. And sometimes waiting is a wise decision until you can feel the alignment in your essence, your inner knowing, your inner heart, that this is the best decision, or this is the next best option that'll help me in my growth, in alignment towards embodying my higher truth and fulfillment of my passion and purpose. And this message is the way I'm seeing it, the way I'm receiving it, it's going to be a little bit more, we're going to explore this a little bit more in terms of the podcast that I just set up last week, right? With episode 1, that introduction, and the whole purpose. Intention is everything when we work with energy. And I think it's just really important because it'll give you really a sort of personal one-on-one like feel and vibe, like you're right here, we're working together, and it'll be a great guide for the next 2 weeks, because when you clear up any doubts, fears, any blocks, or again, which your mind thinks you should be moving towards, but it might not be a fit for you, right? How are you going to know if you never really sit with yourself and listen to your own inner knowing? So we're going to dive into that. I believe we're going to go in towards exploring, clearing out, and talking about how you can do that for yourself. Then for the next episode, and the one after that, it's all about how do you see in terms of what is right action. And so we can get ourselves out of that stage of passivity and move towards encouragement, tapping into our divine knowing and power, because we all know we are sovereign beings. And if you're here watching this, it's because you have that you've already stepped into, you know what I'm talking about. Because all messages tend to be about the, who you are, your highest source, right? And this is all about how do you embody that in this lifetime now. And this is what exactly this space is. It's a safe space to talk about the quantum, about the magic, spiritual realms, and how you can embody those truths that have been given to us and how we can apply them. And so, I thank you so much for joining me. This full moon, I know it's like a random pop-up, but hey, this is good, right? You get to practice and following your inner knowing and intuition, right? Because you never know where it's going to lead, who it's going to resonate with and speak out towards. Be open to the call. Be open to showing up. And something else I just wanted to say before I go. If you have any comments, any sharings, any asks, go ahead and share that down below. Or if you feel more comfortable in a closed space, you can reach out one-on-one and we can chat. Or you can join the private Facebook group that I have linked down in my profile. So I thank you guys so much. And if you're looking for the one-on-one messages, oh, I'm glad. I'd love to hear how this resonated for you, Dave. For the cards, I tend to present them differently throughout the week. And so you might have seen them like on TikTok or Instagram as little messages, real quick snippets. But I'd love to hear feedback. What do you prefer more? Either written out TikTok clips or me coming here and just kind of articulating what comes up when it does. And so thank you guys so much and enjoy yourselves. Take it easy. Play out with nature. And just tune into the magic around you. Sat Nam. Thank you.